Hello, my name is Mike Frederick and I work for Cobate. Today we're going to talk about what paperwork and how do you handle hiring someone for your store using the Cobate online system. So let me show you this video and walk you through the steps. First, you need to log on to the Cobate online site. You do that by opening your Internet Explorer browser and enter the URL, which is shown here, https://www.cobateonline.com. Since you'll be logging onto the system frequently, you may want to save this as a shortcut on your desktop. So I'm going to log on here with one of these store accounts. And the site ID that you want is SLP. And click Submit. This will log me on to the site. This is the corporate level site, and you can see many icons here. All you're interested in doing this particular operation is clicking on the Human Resources site. When you do that, you will see a list of the human resources requests that are already in progress for your store. You see here that this particular store already has a new employee onboarding process going on for this person, and that's all that's currently in progress that hasn't been submitted to HR yet. So we want to start the process for hiring a new person. So we come over here to the right to this button that says Start a New HR Folder, and we click it. This little dialog box comes up, and the event is describing which kind of HR event you need to document. So let's pick New Employee Onboarding. The box changes slightly, and you get a space to put in names. So we'll put in a name here. We'll put in my name. You don't have to put in a middle name. You may need to make it different from another person that has the same first and last name. And the location, you need to pick your store. And in the description, you may want to put any sort of free text you want, such as the rate you're going to pay them, what kind of position you're going to hire them for, any other interesting notes that you think would be good to keep about this hiring. And then click OK. Now the system will process that request and will create this window, which is a view into a new employee onboarding HR folder. So this represents a folder, and it has several documents within it. You see here the folder is for Mike Frederick, which is me, the name I entered. It remembers the location. It remembers the type of event you're documenting. It says this is currently in progress, and it will show you the date and time that you started this process initially. The rest of this window is interesting to look at. Let me take a moment and explain it. There is a table of documents at the bottom, and there are several columns. The documents are shown in this column, and as you notice, if you hover over them, you may get, if there is further information describing what the document is for, that will pop up and show you. So this is the actual list of documents. The status on the left, this column shows you the status of that particular document. Any document that is blank, such as this, means that document is not required for this submission, but it can be used. If you click on this, you can put this document in if the new applicant, for this case, wants a direct deposit request. They can open this and fill out this form, and then you will get an icon here. The red exclamation points indicate that the document is required and has not yet been entered into this folder. You can also see in the right in this required column whether the document is required for this particular type. You see most of these are yes and the last two are no. And then there's an I agree box, which is grayed out, Once you complete, or the employee completes one of these documents and they want to agree to the fact they've completed it and or read it and understand it, and they agree to the terms of that document, they will have to click I agree on the end of each one of these documents. So let's see what one of these looks like. They do not have to be done in any particular order. So let's just take the company policies and information. To open the document, you simply have the user click on the name of it. That document will open on the screen, and the user should read the document completely. Then you can close the document, and you'll notice that the icon has changed from the red exclamation point to a document icon. This indicates that this document has been viewed and is now in the folder for this person for this event that you're documenting. Also notice that now the I agree box has been enabled, so the user can agree that I've read this document, I understand what's in it, I'm done with this document. The user clicks on I agree, and the icon will change to a green check. A green check indicates that the document has been viewed or filled out by the employee and has been agreed to by the employee, and that document is complete. It is still possible to go back and change the document or view it again. However, that will turn off the I agree button, and the user will have to agree to it again. Now let's look at this employee information document. This document will require the employee to fill out some information. So once again, you just click on the name of the document, and the document will open, and it will ask the user to fill out different things. The manager will also be filling out some parts, if necessary, of this document. The user's name is already in the employee name field. The only required information is a social security number. I'm just going to put in a dummy social security number, but you may want your employees to put, their phone numbers, their email address, their address, etc., some other generic information about them. And at the bottom, when you're finished, you click the Save button. Once again, you see this icon has changed from the red exclamation to a document icon. And as you see, if you hover over it, it will actually tell you what that means. That means the document has already been viewed. Let's see what this green check says. The document has been viewed and accepted, and that is correct. So once this document has been viewed and the user agrees that that is acceptable information and they want to agree to that document being in the folder, they can click I agree, and it will change to a check mark. So the user will continue going through all of these documents until all of these documents have changed to a green check mark. The manager will have to be involved again when it comes to these last two, because they involve connecting a document that the user has signed and completed and uploading that document. Let me show you how that works. So if the user has filled out a W-4 and you have scanned it onto your local computer, you can click on Upload a completed W-4. The small form comes up and says, okay, here's where you click to attach the W-4 itself, the scanned copy of the W-4. You click that, you will see a small dialog where you can browse to a file. I'm just going to go pick some file somewhere on my system. Let's say that's the scan of my W-4. I say open. Wait for the system to fill out this area. And then I push attach. Now you'll see this has changed here. What has happened is that document from my system has been attached to this form. So when I save this form now, this document will also be with it. And HR, when they get this form, can review this and actually open this document and look at it and see that a W-4 has been submitted. If additional documents are needed, to document further anything that is needed here, you can click here and attach another file. If you need to attach more than one file, you can click on Insert Item and you'll get more and more lines, and you can continue going for whatever you need. But let's say in this case, the W4 is all that's needed. I've attached the W4. Once I've completed this form, I click Save. Now this form and the attached document are saved into this folder. Again, it says, okay, the document has been viewed, which is true, but I want to say I'm finished with that. I come over here to the Enabled I Agree button and click, and that will change to a green check mark. The other document that's slightly unusual is this form, which is the I-9 and supporting documents. It works exactly the same way as the W-4, but let's take a look at it. So I click to open it. And you see I've got this little thing that kind of looks like an I-9 document. It puts the employee's name. You have to attach the I-9. So again, if you have the I-9 on your system, you click here. You browse and go find the I-9. I'm just going to keep using this little file and say open. And if this is the I-9, which would probably be a PDF or a JPEG or some other picture file on your system, it shows up here and I say attach. Now for those of you that have filled out I-9 documents before, you know that you need supporting documentation. And you also know that you either have to have one document from List A, which is on the real I-9 form, or one document from List B and one document from List C. If you're going to go the List A route, you can click this button and you'll see the document, this form changes, and you only have to attach a List A document. If you're going to go the List B and C route, you click this radio button and you'll see it changes back to where it asks you to put the List B document here and the List C document here. Again, it works exactly the same. You click here as it says to attach a file. You go locate the file you've scanned. Say it's a driver's license. You say open. Once it gets ready, it will put the path to that file in this box. Then you click attach. And the document's attached. In the case of this option, you will not be able to save. You notice the save is grayed out. You will not be able to save this form until this document, a List B document, and a List C document have been attached. In the case of a List A document, now I'm asking only for List A, I will only have to attach one document. And I'm going to go ahead and do that here. There it is. I say attach. Now the save button is enabled and I can click it. And the I-9 and the supporting document are loaded. Again, the user or the manager must click I agree, which means I agree to this document that has been uploaded. I'm going to quickly fill out the other three documents here so that we can see what happens then. At this point, all documents have been viewed. I do need to agree to them, however. Okay, now you see all the documents have been viewed and have been agreed to, all the required documents. If these others get included, you will also have to view them and agree to them. When all green check marks are shown, or blanks are shown in this column, the sign button becomes enabled. Once the sign button is enabled, the user or you can click sign. However, the user will need to sign this, and another form will come up. It shows who the employee is that's completing this. It shows all the documents that have been agreed to. If you scroll down, there's a signature box. The way this is signed, if you have a pen pad connected to your computer, you can use that. If you have a mouse, such as I have here, you hold down the left button and draw your signature. So I'm going to just put a simple version of my signature here. When you've completed your signature, if you don't like it, you can say clear. and draw your signature again. You can push cancel, which will take you back to the previous screen, or you can push submit if you're happy with your signature. You notice the system is capturing that page, saving it, and converting it to a PDF document. That PDF document will be attached in or inserted inside of the folder and will become part of the documentation that goes along with the folder. Okay, now we see this folder. All documents have been viewed and agreed to, and a signature has been attached. You notice there's this little signature. If you want to view the signature page again, you can click this button and view it. If for some reason you wish to re-sign the documents, you can do that here. However, continuing forward, the other thing that you can do as a manager at this point is everything's ready to go, and you can click submit. Once you click submit, this folder and all of its contents are sent to the HR management team and are no longer viewable by you or the new employee. At that point, all the documentation is handed to HR and they do whatever processing they need to do. That completes this video at this time.